Hallelujah, hallelujah. Just waiting for some of the brothers and sisters to get on right now online. I understand that some brothers and sisters move a little slower than others. So some people said they missed the beginning of the lesson. So we're waiting for some of the brothers and sisters to get on right now. This is how we have to do now that we have different things, different ways to go about assembly online. We have to wait. But you brothers and sisters just moving slow to get on your computers or your phones or what have you, your laptops, or you gotta be, the lesson started at 3 o'clock, you gotta be in the room at 3 o'clock. Get on in here. All right, so we're gonna start. We're recording anyway, so your brothers and your sisters that comes in late, if you want to catch the beginning of the lesson, you can just go back and look at the recording. All right. So we're gonna start with today's lesson. We got a doozy today. Hold on to your seatbelt. It's called Prayer Alone is a Slave's Concept. Prayer alone is a slave concept. All right. So first off, we want to give our praise to the Most High and to His Son, or to the firstborn of every creature, Yahweh Shai. Give thanks and praise for what He has done for the children of Israel. And so we're going to move right along to our lesson. It is our job as teachers to demonstrate what is our current state and or to illustrate the happenings of our current events. We teach what to watch for, what we should be looking forward to. What is the next evolution in our current situation? Because if we move too fast, we lose. But if we move too slow, we most assuredly will lose. Everything that we do must be strategic. Because everything that our enemy does is strategic. You cannot just meet your enemies with prayer. And I want to say it one more time. You cannot just meet your enemies with prayer, because prayer alone is a slave concept. Our enemies must be met with what we're calling today with what's called the watching. Our enemies must be met with the watching. And in today's lesson, we're going to focus more on the watching and not so much the prayer. So let me begin by explaining the distinction between the two. Prayer is an act of worship. It is what covers the soul. It is our approach to Yah. Supplication is at the heart of it. For prayer always springs out of a sense of need, belief that Yah will reward our requests. But on the other hand, watching. The watching is an act of observation intently over a period of time. It is how we use caution and restraint, exercising with care from that which we have seen and the knowledge gained from it to help our family, to help ourselves, and to help our people. The watching is the knowledge and the preparation. Give me Proverbs 20 and 18. The knowledge and the preparation. that is the watching.
Proverbs 20:18. Every purpose is established by counsel, and with good advice make war.
Read it again.
Proverbs 20:18.
Come on.
Every purpose is established by counsel.
Every purpose is established by counsel, by an understanding, by gaining the proper information. Come on.
And with good advice.
And with that good information to do what? Come on.
Make war.
Make war. Make no mistake about it. In these last days, we are at war. We are in a spiritual battle, and we also will soon be in a physical one. We are just at the tip of the iceberg right now. Because when the enemy comes in like a flood, he's coming to kill the remnant of Israel. So we have to gain knowledge and make preparation for what is coming. For what is coming. You must seek a greater understanding from those around you. So if you don't have any, if you need more wisdom, you need to seek it. If you don't know how to grow food, you need to find somebody who does. You need to ascertain that information. For the coming events that's coming upon the earth, you need to know these things. You don't have to be a master at it. You have to know something about it in order to sustain your life. Your life, the life of your family, and the life of those around you. You need to ascertain that information. If you don't know how to stock supplies, if you don't know what supplies you may need, you need to seek that information out. You need to go and find and seek people that's doing that, people that's been prepping, people that's been understanding things, and you need to find out, what do I need to do? What is it that I might need for several months? And I'm even talking about several weeks. I'm talking about several months. What is it I might need to do? You can take, most people don't know that just simple household bleach. You can take 8 drops to a gallon of water of bleach and use that and let it sit for an hour and clear up drinking water. Bleach can be used to help purify just drinking water. 8 drops to a gallon. You can find that information on the CDC website. These are the things that you need to ascertain. Because we can't say, oh, this will never happen. But you don't know. We said that this thing that's going on right now would never happen. But it has. You can't think that way. If you don't know anything about weaponry, you need to find somebody who does. You need to ascertain that information so you can defend yourself, your family, and those around you. Protect your nation. That's what you need to do. With every purpose is established by good counsel and good advice to make war. All right? These are the things that we need to begin to learn. If you haven't been learning them already, these are the things that we need to help to sustain our race. So the Bible talks about race in very specific terms. Let's get that scripture. Let's get that precept. It's Sirach. Sirach 26, verses 20 and 21.
Give it to the layman.
Huh?
Tell the layman. The layman don't know what Sirach is.
Ecclesiasticus.
Okay, yeah.
Ecclesiasticus chapter 26, verse 20 and 21, and they read.
This is the implications of preserving one's race. It's all throughout the Bible. We're going to get a couple of scriptures with this. All right, come on.
When thou hast gotten a fruitful possession through all the field, sow it with thy own seed.
Sow it with thy own seed. Read that verse again.
When thou hast gotten a fruitful possession through all the field, sow it with thine own seed, trusting in the goodness of thy stock.
So the fruitful possession is a woman. That's what it's saying. When you got a fruitful possession, meaning you got a woman, you got a good woman. Read it again.
When thou hast gotten a fruitful possession through all thy field.
When you got a woman that's a fruitful possession, she's ready to have babies. She's ready to have babies. Come on.
Sow it with thine own seed.
Put your seed in her. The Bible is is plain. The Bible is plain. Put your seed in her. Come on.
Trusting in the goodness of thy stock.
Trust in the goodness of your stock. Read verse 21.
So thy race which thou leavest.
Read it again.
So thy race which thou.
Read it again.
So thy race which thou leavest.
The Bible talks about race. So thy race which thou leaveth, read,
shall be magnified.
Shall be magnified. Come on.
Having the confidence of their good descent.
Having the confidence of their good descent. When you leave your children, they'll know my daddy was an Israelite. My daddy was an Israelite. Right, give me Ezra. Not Ezra, Ezra. E-Z-R-A. Ezra. 9 and 2.
Ezra 9 verse 2. For they have taken of their daughter for themselves and for their sons, so that the holy seed have mingled themselves.
So what?
For they have taken of their daughters for themselves and for their sons,
read,
so that the holy seed have mingled themselves with the people of those lands. Yea.
Was that it?
No.
Oh, come on.
Yea, the hand of the princes and rulers have been chief in this trespass.
So the Bible declares that the race of the Israelite race is a set apart race. That's what the word holy means. It's a set apart race. When you find a fruitful bowl, a woman, you find a good woman, plant your seed in the Israelite woman. In the Israelite woman, and protect her. Because we are a holy or a set apart race of people. Give me first Esdras. Let's go back to the Apocrypha. First Esdras 8 and 69. And then we're going to come out of this.
The book of First Esdras, chapter 8, verse 69. The nation of Israel, the princes, the priests, and Levites have not put away from them the strange people of the land, nor the pollutions of the Gentiles, to wit of the Canaanites, Hittites, Perizzites, Lebusites, and Moabites, Egyptians, and Edomites.
You want to marry everybody but your own. Read on. Verse 70.
Oh, sorry.
That's all right. You went out of it?
No, I got it.
Okay.
For both they and their sons have married with their daughters.
Read it again.
For both they and their sons.
This is what them wicked Israelites did. Both they and their sons married their daughters. Come on.
And the holy seed is mixed with the strange.
And the what? And the
holy seed is mixed with the strange people of the land.
And the holy seed is mixed with our set apart seed was mixed with the strange people of the land. There is no race mixing according to the Bible. There is none. There is none. Stay away from them women. You want you a snow bunny? No, no, no. That's a no-no.
Get a red bone.
Yeah, finish it out.
From the beginning of this matter, the rulers and the great men have been partakers of this iniquity.
That's right. Your iniquity is sin. It's sinful. That snow bunny is sinful. You gotta put Becky down. Put her alone. Get away from Becky. All right.
Get away from Becky.
Luke 21. Luke 21 and 36, guys. Hallelujah.
Luke 21, verse 36. Watch ye therefore and pray always.
Read it again.
Watch ye therefore and pray always.
It didn't say pray and watch. It said watch and pray. Come on.
That ye may be accounted worthy to escape all these things that shall come to pass, and to stand before the Son of Man.
Read it one more time.
Luke 21 and 36.
Watch this.
Watch ye therefore.
Watch, prepare, gain knowledge, make preparation. Come on.
And pray always.
And pray always. You can't just have your head in the sand. That is a slave concept. Oh, getting up morning. That's a slave concept. You can't just pray your way out of situations. You got to think your way out of it. God gave you a mind to use your mind to gain wisdom and knowledge to think your way out of it. Come on.
That ye may be accounted worthy to escape all these.
That's the only way you're going to be accounted worthy to escape if you make preparation. Is through preparation and prayer. You can't escape what's coming up on you. You're not going to be able to escape. If all of the shelves in the stores empty out, what are you going to do? What are you going to do? What are you and your family, you and your child, you and your children, what are you going to do? You have to prepare. There ain't no great getting up morning. The upper room concept, that's over. All that praying and waiting, you're going to take the mark. That's right. You praying and waiting when the food trucks come through, when FEMA come through, you taking it. Because you haven't prepared. And what man or what parent going to watch their babies go starving? What you going to do? You got to be counted worthy to escape these things by applying the wisdom and the knowledge of these scriptures and by accepting and receiving the warnings that's coming from these prophets that's been warning us down through the years. And now that are coming through his teachers that are saying, hey, make haste. I'm warning you. I'm telling you what's coming. It's coming. Get knowledge, get wisdom, gain understanding. So you will be counted worthy to escape. Let's read it one more time.
Luke 21:36. Watch ye therefore, and pray always, that ye may be accounted worthy to escape all these things.
That all these things, come on,
that shall come to pass.
And they're going to come to pass. Meaning they didn't come to pass in this day when he's talking. That means it's coming to pass. Come on.
And also to stand before the Son of Man.
And to be able to stand before the Son of Man. Make haste to prepare. Make haste to prepare. We have to prepare like our forefathers prepared. And those that prepare will be that raiment that is saved. And the rest will fall because of fear and indecisiveness. Let's go to the historical record to see something similar to this that happened with our forefathers. Let's go to Judges. Judges, the 7th chapter. Judges 7 and start at verse 1. But hold on. Yep, that's what I want. Judges 1. And we're going to read on down, but I'm going to jump all around in this book. So I'm going to do the first, let's see. I want the first 7 verses, and then I want to drop down to 16. And I want the last 16 through 22.
The book of Judges, chapter 7, verse 1 through 7. Then Jerubbaal, who is Gideon, and all the people that were with him, rose up early and pitched beside the well of Harod, so that the host of the Midianites were on the north side of them, by the hill of Moreh, in the valley. And the Most High said unto Gideon, the people that are with thee are too many for me to give the Midianites unto their hands.
Read verse 2 again.
And the Most High said unto Gideon, the people that are with thee are too many for me to give the Midianites into their hands, lest Israel vaunt themselves against me, saying, my own hands have saved me.
So the Most High, in order to know how Yah works, you have to know his mind, man. You have to really read this Bible and be like, this is his character. Yeah, I wouldn't say to know his mind, because who can know the mind of Yah? But you have to know what the traits of his character. He said, listen, Gideon, there's too many of you here. So when you win this battle, he's telling you he's going to win. When you win this battle, the Israelites around you are going to say, yeah, look at what we have done. But of course, that's what you've done. You're going to win because there's so many of you against so little of them. So this is what I want to do. I want to make you small. I want to take away most of your men so nobody will be able to brag and say we did this on our own. This had to be nothing but Yah. Nobody but Yah that did this. You have to know his mind. Yah is something else, man. He said, listen, there's too many of them. It's too many of them unless they vaunt. To vaunt means to brag. That's what it means. He said, look, yeah, we killed them all. Y'all say, ain't nobody in here going to say that. Nobody's going to take my glory. Nobody. All right, let's read verse 2 again. I mean, these stories, they really have me going, man.
And the Most High said unto Gideon, the people that are with thee are too many for me to give them.
It's too many people. Come on.
To give the Midianites into their hand. Lest Israel vaunt themselves against me, saying, mine own hands have saved me.
Y'all didn't do it, we did it. He said, ain't nobody going to do that. Take that credit. The Most High raises up enemies just to watch them get destroyed. That's what he does. He raise up enemies just so you can kill them. And watch you say, y'all gave me the strength to do this because I could never do this on my own. You don't believe it? Let's get an example of it. Let's go to Exodus right quick. Sidebar. Give me Exodus 9 and 16.
Sidebar.
Yeah, sidebar right quick. Exodus 9 and 19.
Exodus 9 and 19. Send therefore now, and gather thy cattle, and all thou hast.
9 and 16. I'm sorry. 9 and 16.
I'm sorry. Exodus 9 and 16. And in very deed, for this cause have I raised thee up, for to show in thee my power, and that my name may be declared throughout all the earth.
That's why he does it, to show his power and his name, so his name can be declared throughout all the earth. Read. Is that it?
Yeah, that's it. That's all. That's 19.
All right, give me Romans 9 and 17. 9 and 17, because this is repeated. Paul repeats this.
The book of Romans, chapter 9, verse 17. For the scripture saith unto Pharaoh, even for this same purpose, have I raised thee up.
I raised you up, Pharaoh, just to destroy you. Come on.
That I might show my power in thee, and that my name might be declared throughout all the earth.
Jump down to verse 21.
Have not the powder power over the clay? Of the same lump.
Of the same lump, come on.
To make one vessel unto honor.
I made the Israelites to honor and their enemies, come on.
And another to dishonor.
And their enemies to dishonor. I did this, come on.
What if Yah willing to show his wrath?
He wanted to show his wrath upon the children of men, come on.
And to make his power known.
And to make his power known in the earth, read.
Endure with much long suffering.
Read on.
The vessels of wrath. Fitted to destruction.
I made them to destroy them. That was their purpose on earth. I made them to destroy them. I wanted them to be an enemy of Israel just to kill them and to receive glory for doing it. You got to know. Listen, I don't want to say you got to know his mind, but you got to know what he does. You got to know what he does. Yep, that's Yah. He act just like that. That's what he do. All right, let's go back to Judges.
What?
Judges 7 and 3, I believe.
Judges 7 and 3. Now therefore go to, proclaim in the ears of the people, saying, whosoever is fearful and afraid.
Whosoever is fearful and afraid.
Let him return and depart early from Gilead. And there returned of the people 20 and 2,000, and there remained 10,000.
So So 22,000 left because they was afraid. These are our forefathers. They were fearful and they were afraid. So Yah, he has a way of dwelling down, getting to the remnant of what he can use and what he needs. Because it's a whole lot of Israelites around that he don't need. Because they are fearful and they are afraid. They will never tell you that they're fearful. They will never tell you that they're afraid. But they are. They're fearful and he can't use you. Because if you're fearful and you're afraid, then you are faithless. You have no faith. And he cannot use you. I want you to hear me, Israel. He won't use you and he can't use you if you are fearful and you are afraid. He will never use you. Read verse 3 again.
Judges 7:3. Now therefore go to and proclaim in the ears of the people, saying, whosoever is fearful and afraid.
Can you imagine Gideon going to the army and saying, whoever here is scared, y'all can leave now. Come on.
That's not good. Now therefore go to and proclaim in the ears of the people, saying, whosoever is fearful and afraid, let him return and depart early from Mount Gilead. And there returned of the people 22,000.
22,000 men left because they were scared.
And there stood 10,000.
And there was still 10,000 right there. There was left. 10,000 men that wasn't afraid. But watch what Yah says. Come on.
And the Most High said unto Gideon, the people are yet too many.
It's still too many of y'all. It's still too many of y'all. It's 10,000 of y'all, but it's still too many for what I want to accomplish and for what I want to do. All the scaredy cats went home. But 10,000 of y'all are still here. Now we got to weed out who's a slave and who's a king. That's the problem. That's the issue right there. Who has a king mentality and who has a slave mentality. Watch how y'all work this thing out. Read.
Judges 7:4. And the Most High said unto Gideon, the people are yet too many. Bring them down unto the water, and I will try them for thee there.
What are you going to do?
And I will try them for thee there.
Yah says, I'm going to try them. I'm going to tell you who has a slave mentality and who has a king mentality. I'm going to try them there. Come on.
And it shall be that of whom I say unto thee, this shall go with thee. The same shall go with thee. And of whomsoever I say unto thee, this shall not go with thee. The same shall not go.
Come on.
So he brought down the people unto the water, and the Most High said unto Gideon, everyone that lappeth of the water with his tongue, as a dog lappeth, him shalt thou set by himself.
So anybody that come down there and they lap that water up like a dog, you set him by himself. Come on.
Likewise, everyone that boweth down upon his knees to drink, and the number of them that lapped, putting their hand to their mouth,
like this,
were 300 men.
The ones that did this, they held their head up and watched, bringing water up to their mouth and drinking. They watched. They never put their head down. They observed and they watched. Read.
Were 300 men.
Was 300 men that did that. Come on.
But all the rest of the people bowed down.
But all the rest of the 9,700 other men, come on,
bow down upon their knees to drink water.
What do you do when you pray? Bow down on your knees, right? They still had a slave mentality. They bowed down on their knees and stuck their face in the water. They wasn't watching. Somebody easily roll up on them and kill them. They wasn't watching. They wasn't watching. They bowed down on their knees, but they stuck their face in the water. You can't see nothing with your head down praying. Lift your head up and watch. Lift your head up and watch. The Bible is symbolic, but what I'm trying to tell you, what I'm trying to show you here today is even though those men wasn't afraid, And even though those men believed, they still had a mentality of a slave. They still got down on their knees and they wasn't watching. But the 300 here, the 300 brave souls here, they brought the water up to them and they watched. They never put their eyes down. They watched. They scooped the water up and brought it to their mouth while they watched. They kept their heads up. Come on.
Judges 7:7.
Mm-hmm.
And the Most High said unto Gideon, by the 300 men that lapped will I save you.
So y'all know this is where they got the movie 300 from, right? This is where they got it from. Mm-hmm. Come on.
By the 300 men that lapped will I save you, and deliver the Midianites into thine hands, and let all the other people go, every man unto his place.
So the 9,700 other men said, y'all can go. We only need 300. Y'all can go. Y'all don't have the right mindset. Y'all not the watchers. I need 300 men with me that's going to watch. That's going to prepare. And that's going to be ready for war. Drop down to verse 16.
Judges 7:16. Judges 7:16. And he divided the 300 men into 3 companies. And he put a trumpet in every man's hand, with empty pitchers and lamps within the pitchers. And he said unto them, look on me, and do likewise. And behold, when I come to the outside of the camp, it shall be that, as I do, so shall you do. When I blow with a trumpet, I and all that are with me, then blow you the trumpet also on every side of all the camp. And say, the sword of the Most High and of Gideon.
Come on.
So Gideon and the 300 men that were with him came unto the outside of the camp in the beginning of the middle watch, and they had but newly set the watch, and they blew the trumpets and brake the pitchers that were in their hands.
Read.
And the 3 companies blew the trumpets and brake the pitchers and held the lamps in their left hands.
The lamps
In their left hands. And the trumpets in their right hands to blow withal. And they cried, the sword of the Most High and of Gideon.
Come on. And
they stood every man in his place round about the camp. And all the host ran and cried and fled.
Verse 22.
Judges 7:22. And the 300 blew the trumpets. And the Most High set every man's sword against his fellow, even throughout all the host. And the host fled to Bethsheba and Zerathra, and to the border of Abimeleho, unto Tabitha.
So Gideon and his 300 put to death those Midianites. Put them to death and overcame that war because of their preparation and the men that he had with him, their preparation and their knowledge. And their willingness not to stay with a slave mentality. Give me Leviticus 26:13. Let's go through a few scriptures here. Leviticus 13. Leviticus 26 and 13, yeah.
The book of Leviticus, chapter 26, verse 13. I am the Most High thy power, which brought you forth out of the land of Egypt, that you should not be their bondmen.
That you should what?
Not be their bondmen.
That you should no longer be their slaves. Read it again. Start from the beginning.
The book of Leviticus, chapter 26, verse 13.
Read.
I am the Most High thy power, Yah, which brought thee forth out of the land of Egypt.
He brought us out of the land of Egypt physically then, and he's bringing us out of spiritual Egypt now. Come on.
That ye should not be their bondmen.
That we should not be their slaves. Come on.
And I have broken the bands of your yoke.
Read.
And made you go upright.
And made you go upright. What does it mean to be made to go upright? What does that mean? Made to go upright.
Made righteous.
Made righteous. Absolutely, Eliezer. Made righteous. Made to go upright or to be given knowledge and understanding, to be made self-aware, to be given knowledge of self, to be given knowledge of the Most High, made to go upright. Not a slave. You got to come out of that slave way of thinking. Now it's time for you. When I was a child, I thought of as a child. But now I'm a man. I put off childish things. You got to put off that slave mentality and become king. You got to start thinking like a king now.
In that term.
It gives you knowledge. Made to be upright gives you knowledge and understanding to do what? What you need that knowledge and understanding to do. You need that knowledge and understanding to fight your enemy. By good counsel in times of war, and make no mistake about it, war is coming. If you think that this coronavirus situation, if this is the end all, the be all, this all we're going to get, you are sadly mistaken. We are in the preparation era right now. Prepare. I cannot say this enough. Prepare. Prepare for what is coming next. You have to think about, what do I need to do? I need 3 months of food. I need 3 months. How am I going to get water? How are we going to stay safe? And it is just like that. Because you have to think about it. We're on the brink of something here. If the financial institution, which is very, very volatile and is crashing, if it goes all the way out, if in fact it does, there's going to be panic. If the food system breaks, which it seems like it is, which one was we talking about? Tyson. They just closed the Tyson plant. They had the beef industry. They had the beef industry. It destroyed all of his meat and his product. You have farmers just destroying all of their grain and all of their, not their grain, I'm sorry, but their corn and their cabbage and all of their vegetables. They are destroying all of that. If you go in some of these stores nowadays that we're going into, some of these shelves are empty. Product is not coming in. So it's very volatile right now. If it shuts down, what are you going to do? You going to pray? Is that what you're going to do? Well, I'm just going to sit here and pray. You're going to be hungry. And you're going to be without. And somebody going to come in your house and take what you got. Because they ain't praying. You got to prepare. You have to prepare. And you have to gain knowledge and wisdom in order to do that. All right. Because there's a flood that's coming. And we're seeing it. We're seeing it. Let's get that. Let's get Isaiah 59 and 19. Talks about the flood. About the flood that's coming on the children of Israel. Isaiah 59 and 19.
Isaiah 59 and 19. So shall they fear the name of the Most High from the west, and his glory from the rising of the sun. When the enemy shall come in like a flood.
Well, the enemy is how they're going to come in?
Like a flood.
The enemy is going to come in like a flood.
The Spirit of the Most High shall lift up a standard against him.
Mm-hmm. For all of those who have prepared, the standard will be lifted up.
And the Redeemer shall come to Zion, and unto them that turn from the transgression in Jacob, saith the Most High.
Saith the Most High. Y'all give me Revelations. Let's see what this flood is. I'm going somewhere. Give me Revelations, the 12th chapter. Let's start at verse 12. Revelations 12 and 12.
The book of Revelation, chapter 12, verse 12, and it reads, Therefore rejoice, ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them. Woe to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea, for the devil is come down unto you.
So the devil has come down unto you.
Having great wrath, because he knoweth that he hath but a short time.
The devil knows he only have a short time. Now, this is not talking about the spiritual demons, Satan. Hashatan. It's not talking about him. Hashatan been around a long time. His time ain't been short. Been a long time. You're talking about a physical devil on the earth. His time is short. He knows when he began to see the children of Israel begin to wake up to the knowledge of who they are. He knows. You think he's not watching? He's watching. He see us on the news. He see us on Facebook. He see us on Instagram. He see us. Thousands of Israelites waking up to this truth, to the knowledge of who they are. He knows. And he knows his time is short. Verse 13.
And when the dragon saw that he was cast into the earth, he persecuted the woman which brought forth the man-child.
Now the woman being the children of Israel, the nation of Israel, that brought forth the man-child, the man-child being the Messiah. Read on.
And to the woman were given 2 wings of a great eagle, that she might flee into the wilderness, into her place.
Come on.
Where she is nourished for a time, and time, and half a time.
For 350 years, come on.
From the face of the serpent.
From the face of the serpent, read.
And the serpent cast out of his mouth water as a flood.
Read that part again.
And the serpent cast out of his mouth water as a flood.
The serpent cast out of his mouth propaganda, conspiracies, and cursings. That is the flood. That is part of the flood. Propaganda, conspiracies, and cursings. Read.
After the woman, that he might cause her to be carried away of the flood.
That he might cause her to be carried away of the flood, of those conspiracies, of those cursings, and of that propaganda. Come on.
And the earth helped the woman, and the earth opened her mouth, and swallowed up the flood which the dragon cast out of his mouth.
But because we have knowledge of we have prepared, and we have knowledge and we have wisdom, the earth helps the woman by the teaching of the word of Yah, and it begins to swallow that flood up. Begins to swallow that flood up. Come on.
And the dragon was wroth with the woman, and went to make war with the remnant of her seed. And the dragon
was mad because of it. This devil was mad because how dare these Israelites figure out who they are? After everything we done did to them. After slavery and Jim Crow and everything. They still find out that they're the children of Israel. He's wrath. He is mad about that. Come on.
And the dragon was wroth with the woman, and went to make war with the remnant of her seed.
We are the remnant of her seed. This hasn't happened yet. Verse 17 hasn't happened yet.
Which keep the commandments of Yah, and have the testimony of Yahweh Shai.
It hasn't happened yet. So guess what? War is coming. This part of the prophecy haven't been fulfilled yet. They're going to make war with us. Who keeps the commandments and the testimony of Yahweh Shai. So you have to prepare yourself. What are you going to do? If you still just praying alone, then you still stuck in a slave mentality. Let's go back to Isaiah 59:19.
Isaiah 59:19. So shall they fear the name of the Most High from the west, and his glory from the rising of the sun.
In the east, come on.
When the enemy shall come in like a flood.
Like a flood, come on.
The Spirit of the Most High shall lift up a standard against him.
That standard is the knowledge of Yah.
And
come on.
And the Redeemer shall come to Zion. And unto them.
All I want is 19.
Oh, okay.
That's all I want. Yeah. So that standard was the knowledge of Yah, the knowledge of self, and the knowledge of these commandments. That is the standard. That is the standard. The knowledge of Yah, the knowledge of self, and the knowledge of these commandments. So what is the flood? The flood is crafty counsel. That's what flood is. Give me Psalms 83. Psalms 83, guys.
The book of Psalms, chapter 83, Verse 2. For lo, thine enemies make a tumult.
A tumult is conspiracy. A tumult is conspiracy. Come on.
And they that hate thee have lifted up the head.
Read on.
They have taken crafty counsel against thy people.
They have taken crafty counsel against thy people. Now, to be crafty means to be clever in a clever way. It means to, crafty means to be in a clever way, achieving one's aims or goals by indirect or deceitful methods. That's what it means to be crafty. They're always trying to put you in some type of hat bag. They're trying to keep you in a pocket some type of way. They're always hiding information from you or trying to jam you up in a certain type of way. Most directly, it's called institutional racism. They try to have you jammed up in some type of way. Well, no, that's not racist. We just need to make sure that things are right. Where we at? What verse we at?
3.
All right, read on.
They have taken crafty counsel against our people and consulted against our hidden ones. They have said, come, let us cut them off from being a nation, that the name of Israel may be no more in remembrance.
And that is the goal. Verse 4 is the goal, that the name of Israel be no more in remembrance. That is the goal. All right, let's come out of that. Let's go to Matthew now. Let's go to Matthew. Matthew 24, start at verse 36.
Matthew 24 and 36. But of that day and hour knoweth no man, no, not the angels of heaven, but my Father only. But as the days of Noah were, so shall also the coming of the Son of Man be. For as in the days that were before the flood, they were eating and drinking, marrying and giving in marriage, until the day that Noah entered into the ark.
Until the day that Noah entered into the ark. Noah, what are you smiling for? Come on.
And knew not until the flood came, and took them all away.
And took them all away.
So shall also the coming of the Son of Man be.
So right before the Son of Man comes, listen, the Bible is the dark sayings of the Bible is very metaphoric, and most of the time, it has a double meaning. You know what I'm saying? It's double in its wisdom. It'll have similitudes right there in your face. You just have to put them together. Let's go back to verse 38.
Matthew 24 and 38. For as in the days that were before the flood.
We already know what the flood is about, right? We just talked about what the flood is about. Their propaganda, their initiative to hurt the children of Israel. Now let's read it again, verse 38.
Matthew 24 and 38. For as in the days that were before the flood, they were eating and drinking. Marrying and giving in marriage.
Read.
Until the day that Noah entered into the ark.
Verse 39.
Matthew 24 and 39. And knew not until the flood came.
And knew not till destruction came. Come on.
And took them all away.
Come on.
So shall also the coming of the Son of Man be.
So when this happened, just like the flood happened, when you see it happening again, when symbolically, when the flood is coming, when you see them begin to try to take all the Israels out and away, just like the flood took all the children of men out and away before the coming of the Son of Man, you'll know you have to put it together. The flood physically happened, and the flood spiritually is happening. You have to be able to withstand. You have to be able to withstand. You have to gain that wisdom, that knowledge, and preparation. Read on.
Matthew 24 and 40. Then shall two be in the field.
This is from you unbelievers. Like we read in Judges, the 7th chapter. Those that do not believe. This is what's going to happen. Come on.
The one shall be taken, and the other left.
Read.
2 women shall be grinding at the mill. The one shall be taken, and the other left.
Well, this is what you need to do. Read verse 42.
Matthew 24 and 42.
Read.
Watch therefore.
Watch. Prepare. Watch. Therefore. Come on.
For ye know not what hour the Most High doth come.
Come on.
But know this, that if the good man of the house had known in what watch the thief would come, he would have watched and would not have suffered his house to be broken up.
You're not gonna lose when you know what's going on. You're not gonna lose. But the Bible calls this a prepared man a good man. The Bible calls the ones that is prepared good. The good man of the house is not going to let the thief come in and tear stuff up if he's prepared. You got to watch. You got to read your Bible and watch. That way you won't get thrown off by every wind and doctrine that come your way. Everything that pop up, you involved in it.
Water tablets.
Yeah, you involved in every good thing everything that comes up. But if you would be more stable if you was in your Bible. If you're in your Bible, you know, because you're watching, you know. Oh, the Bible says that this is going to happen. You won't be shocked and surprised when you see it going on. Come on.
Matthew 24 and 44. Therefore be ye also ready.
Be what?
Be ye also ready.
Be ready, prepared. Come on.
For in such an hour as ye think not the Son of Man cometh.
You got to be ready. Israel, you got to be ready. So, Israel, the time is now to prepare. It's not too late. We know the time is short, but it is not too late. In 12 years, during the Reconstruction era, after the Emancipation of Proclamation, black folks in this country, we built 60 cities in 12 years. We sat in the halls of Congress as congressmen voting on laws after the Emancipation Proclamation in 12 years. There are approximately 101 historical black universities, most of which were built in that 12-year time span after the Emancipation Proclamation. In 12 years. We are a remarkable people with unlimited potential, a people directly connected to the Creator. So I want to encourage you, Israel, to hook back up to your power source, to prepare for the things that are coming up on the earth, but primarily the things that are coming up on the children of Israel. I got one or two more scriptures I want to go through. The prophets have always warned us, Israel. They have always gave us warning, and they're giving us direction. So let me get Isaiah 62 and 6. Isaiah 62, verse 6. We're almost done here.
The book of Isaiah, chapter 62, verse 6, and it reads, I have set watchmen upon thy walls, O Jerusalem, which shall never hold their peace, day nor night. Ye that make mention of the Most High,
watch this.
Keep not silent.
I'm not going to keep silent. I'm going to keep going. I'm going to keep going. COVID-19, I'm going to keep going.
COVID-19.
Give me Habakkuk 2, 1, 2, and 3. The second chapter of Habakkuk, verses 1, 2, and 3.
Habakkuk 2, 1 through 3. I will stand upon my watch, and set me upon the tower, and will watch to see what he will say unto me, and what I shall answer when I am reproved. And the Most High answered me and said, write the vision, and make it plain upon tables, that he may run that readeth it.
Read.
For the vision is yet for an appointed time.
It's for an appointed time. Read.
But at the end it shall speak and not lie.
Read.
Though it tarry. Wait for it.
Wait. Come on.
Because it will surely come.
It's coming.
It will not tarry.
It will not tarry. It will not tarry. Give me Jeremiah 51:12.
Book of Jeremiah, chapter 51, verse 12. And it reads, set up the standard upon the walls of Babylon. Make the watch strong.
Make the watch strong.
Set up the watchmen. Prepare the ambush.
Read.
For the Most High have both devised and done that which he spake against the inhabitants of Babylon.
Read.
O thou that dwellest upon many waters, abundant in treasures.
Come on.
Thine end is come.
Talking about spiritual Babylon here. Come on.
And the measure of thy covetousness. Keep on.
Keep on.
The Most High, thy power of hosts, hath sworn by himself, saying, surely I will fill thee with men, as with caterpillars, and they shall lift up a shout against thee. He hath made the earth by his power. He hath established the world by his wisdom, and hath stretched out the heaven by his understanding.
Is that it?
Yep, that's 15.
All right, that's all I want. All right, so with that being said, we say hallelujah. We hope that you take heed to the word of Yah. We hope that you take heed to the word of Yah and how we wanted to present this lesson to you. To stay watchful, stay mindful. Make sure that you are gaining much knowledge since you are sitting at home. Don't just be sitting at home blowing through series. You know what I'm saying? Blowing through TV shows. Getting that word. Begin to study about the things that's coming on the earth. Do the things that's necessary for you to be able to sustain your life, the life of yourself and your family and your people. So with that being said, Most High bless. May the Most High watch between me and you while we're absent one